The Nissan Z31 300ZX may not be as immediately recognizable as its successor, the Z32, but make no mistake, this is a highly underrated car in the world of classic Japanese sports cars. Whether you're looking for 80s nostalgia, a tuner looking for a solid platform, or just in the market for a retro ride, a cruiser for the weekend that has a little bit of potential, the Z31 checks many boxes for you. Here's why you should seriously consider adding one to your collection. The Z31 is a quintessentially 80s sports car. Produced from 83 to 89, it embodies the era's design ethos. Sharp angles, pop-up headlights, and futuristic seeming digital dashboards that feel straight out of a retro sci-fi movie. The Z31 looks and feels like the product of the golden age of Japanese automaking, a time when Nissan was pushing boundaries with both design and technology. The angular design on the Z31 might not be everyone's cup of tea, but for lovers of 80s car culture, this car is a time capsule. With its distinct body lines and those iconic pop-up headlights, the Z31 offers a style that's just nostalgic. It's something you don't get on these newer cars. The Z31 came in two different engine variants, a naturally aspirated 3-liter V6 and a turbocharged version of the same engine known as the VG30ET. While the naturally aspirated model delivers 160 horsepower and is decently fun to drive, where the real party starts is with the turbo version, producing 200-ish horsepower. The turbo variant was quite fast for its time, and even today, given the car's weight, it's pretty light, and the potential for modifications on this platform make it a true sleeper. The VG30 is known for its bottom-end durability and how much you can tune it. Enthusiasts can easily bump up the power with a larger turbo, upgraded intercooler, and ECU tune. Obviously, this follows kind of the standard turbocharged car modification path, so we'll make a video on that at some point. 300-ish horsepower is easily achievable with those mods, and all of this comes at a significantly lower cost than you're going to see as compared to other classic JDM turbo cars. Despite its issues, the Z31 is a budget-friendly entry into having some turbo fun with an 80s Japanese sports car. Now, the Z31 is also part of Nissan's legendary Z car lineage, and like the models before it, the Z31 was a car that offered both performance, reliability, and heck, even a degree of practicality with its hatchback design. The Z31 was one of the first cars to use computer-controlled fuel injection and featured suspension technology that was ahead of its time. Nissan worked hard here to balance comfort with sportiness, making the Z31 a solid grand tourer that's also fun to drive on twisty back roads. One of the key aspects of the 300ZX's appeal is its balance. It's a rear-wheel drive coupe that offers a good, healthy mix of power, of handling, and of comfort. The suspension setup allows for decent handling, though, like any 80s car, it does benefit from upgrading the worn-out suspension to coilovers and upgrading the bushings to polyurethane units to tighten things right up. Out of the box, it's a solid platform with room for improvement if you want to take it to the next level, or just enjoy its stock and have some fun until the factory struts collapse. Now, many Japanese classic sports cars have skyrocketed in price over the past decade, with some bringing even six figures. The Z31 does remain relatively affordable in comparison. You can often find clean examples of a non-turbo car for around $5,000 or a turbo unit for around $10,000, depending obviously on the condition of the car. This is, of course, a fraction of what you pay for a classic like Mark IV Supra, RX-7, Skyline, etc., making it one of the last great bargains in the Japanese sports car market. Now, parts for older cars can be hard to come by, but the Z31 has a decent aftermarket scene. With S-chassis suspension parts fitting under the car, you can actually swap in an S13 subframe, which is pretty easy. The engine stuff is not particularly easy to come across, but they're either a great shell to swap something else into, or you can find some places that sell VG30 parts. I'm not going to lie to you and say it's like a 2JZ, but it's out there. It's the internet. Parts are easy to find. Now, here's something you might not think about. While the Z31 is pretty affordable today, prices are slowly starting to climb. As other JDM classics become more expensive and harder to find in good shape, enthusiasts are starting to turn over the rocks to look for, other cars that aren't the big three, and they're coming across things like the Z31. The fact that it's part of Nissan's legendary Z car lineage adds to this car's long-term value, and given its increasing popularity and low current entry price, the Z31 has, not investment advice, strong investment potential.
How do you know what's good for me? That's my opinion!
Clean, unmodified examples, especially turbo ones, are becoming more sought after, and it's likely that prices are going to continue to rise over the next few years. Buying a Z31 today could turn out to be a smart financial decision, as demand for classic Japanese sports cars shows no sign of slowing down. So let's talk about something we've mentioned in a few other videos here: community. One of the greatest aspects of owning a classic car like this is becoming part of that larger community, and the Z31 especially has a dedicated fan base with lots of forums, social media groups, car clubs, all that that stuff that are ready to help you answer those kind of tricky questions because this is a less loved platform. Whether you're looking for advice on a new turbo setup or trying to source a rare part or anything like that, the Z31 community is full of knowledgeable and passionate owners who are eager to share their experiences with new enthusiasts. The Z31 is often overshadowed by its predecessor, the 280ZX, and its successor, the Z32 300ZX, one of the coolest car commercials ever, by the way, but it gives the Z31 a certain underdog appeal. It's not the car that's going to show up in every video game or every collector's garage or every movie, but that makes it even more unique. Owning a Z31 means you own a piece of Nissan's transition era, where they were moving from the analog, carbureted Z cars of the past to the more high-tech turbocharged machines that we know and love 90s Nissan for. This forgotten middle child status means you're less likely to see another Z31 at your local car meet, giving you a more unique ride compared to the hordes of Miatas and Civics and 240s. It's a car that stands out without being flashy. It's a sleeper in the best sense of the word. So we've talked a lot about it, but should you buy a 300ZX? Well, yeah, it offers a unique blend of retro charm, of turbo fun, and of affordability that's hard to find in today's classic car market. With a strong aftermarket, with a dedicated community, and with a robust engine and transmission that's ready for you to modify, the Z31 is a fantastic platform, whether you're looking for a project car or a retro daily driver. Address its common issues and take your place in the iconic Z car heritage. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to drop a like, drop a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to turn notifications on, and I'll see you in the next